Recently, someone asked me, what's up with all this weird drama between the editor-in-chief, Second Win, Nick Calandra, versus, well, a lot of people being called Gamergate 2 online, at least. I thought, damn, maybe I should just, make a quick video, take people through the rundown of all this. Why, I'm not going to pretend I don't have any bias in this. I'm just going to go over all the relevant information between all parties involved, at least to the best of my ability. Let's start at the beginning of things when Nick first started his digging into Mark Grummz Kern's video game project Ember. Let me be a bit lazy here and let Asmongold take up a bit of the reading here.
I think my favorite thing about Mark Kern is that his third failed game. Why can't you just call it something that's not weird? Is this Ember? Like, this is the close. Like, I'm gonna call it Ember, okay? Because it's pretty close to Ember, and yeah, we're gonna call it that. Has an option to buy founders packs for up to $15,000. So we'll open this dude up. Source founders packs. It's right there. Remember all the digging I did back on the day before. I like this sort of work. It's getting more interesting the more you dig on obvious fraudsters. This is as far as his latest project got before his last update 2 years ago. The updates were just concept art, nothing from the actual game because it doesn't exist. Okay, quite ethical, but he's still taking money on it. Let's keep going, shall we? They're still accepting money. It seems like there's about 4 people working on the project, and they're very focused on revamping the website due to increased attention. You might think that he's using all of this Twitter outrage to find a way to get funding. This is March 2024. Okay. I do think that this isn't true. I don't think that it's true that he's using the Twitter outrage to get money. I think Mark Kern just doesn't like it.
Come on, Asmon. Clearly, from these screenshots, working in revamping website for the influx of new followers from Twitter. This clearly demonstrates at least the team working on Kern's Ember thought that Kern's Twitter activity was, at least in part, in the aim of eventually taking that Twitter audience and getting them on board with his video game project that they were working on. Whether or not that was the truth, that's the game plan, that's what the team clearly thought so. And Mark used this particular thread of Nick to do so.
They post updates every day on this forum thread if you'd like to see how much progress is being made on the game. Okay, let's see it. Well, this is March 30th, and today's May 7th, or April 7th, so how about FOMO? Putting skins on sale for a game that doesn't exist, only for a limited time so that suckers give them money for things that have zero value. Been selling skins for a game that doesn't exist since 2017. Impressive. Yeah, I think this is stupid too. It's better. They also had a monthly subscription service. Not only are they making a game, but he's also making a novel, a tabletop RPG. Notice how he doesn't advertise any of this on Twitter, because even his audience would call it out. USD help fund the development. $7 monthly. Patreon. The game's been in development since 2017. He promised backers a playable demo in 2020 and never delivered. And all they've shown in 7 years of development is concept art. Let's go back further where he raised another $1 million for an Oculus Rift project that got a reveal trailer and then died. Okay, so this was 9 years ago and the project died. His motive for all of this, in case you were wondering. If you want to help me change the gaming industry, like my most recent expose on the community manager and their secret discussion groups, please subscribe.
So at a certain point, Asmon rage quits and goes off with his own thoughts about this. Not objective at all in my personal opinion, but what his audience probably comes to him for. So if you want to know what Asmongold's opinion on all of this is, despite how little he's actually looked into this matter and his own particular bias, probably influenced by his audience, the same audience who upvoted these 2 comments here on this particular video where he goes over it. Mark Kern 5310, 3 months ago, happy to come talk about it. No response from Asmon. The next one's gonna be a little bit relevant coming up very soon. And despite him not getting a mention in this video, It's quite interesting how highly upvoted his comment is. Gigabear Panda, hi, I'm the guy the journalist claims got scammed. It's nonsense. I have access to everything I paid for and told the guy to retract his claims, but he refused. Keep his name in mind. It's gonna come up very soon. So let me pick up from where Asmongold raged quit. His followers are tagging him to tell on me. You can't make up how stupid these people are. It's comical at this point. I've been blocked. I'll unblock Grummz right now myself and see if he wants to explain where this money is going. He won't. Keep in mind, this is a day for the Asmongold video even drop. Will Grummz, the person who's going to save the game industry from all us awful people, speak up about his ethics and mishandling of money as he accepts subscriber payments and sell skins for a game that doesn't exist in any form. How long are you going to string people along? Will Grummz, who keeps tagging people for his followers to dogpile and harass, and who knows best how to run game studios, ever talk about how he's more than happy to milk gullible people for money and beg for subscriptions on Twitter as he outs people? I thought you were all about honesty and putting the player first. I thought you were about business ethics. Yeah, that's cool. But when are you going to talk about the money you're raising for a game that doesn't exist? Or are you going to block, say you're being harassed, then ask for people to subscribe to support? Nick is, of course, blocked, but I'm not because I don't poke the bear too often. If journalists think I'm going to stop talking about DEI in gaming and bridge, they are sorely mistaken. So, asking all the questions Nick just did is trying to stop you from talking about DI in games and bridge. Sounds like a serious whataboutism. Whoa, boy, it keeps getting worse. He even raised over 100K on Indiegogo for a project, and the last update was all the way back in 2021. Oh shit, there's his docs on his campaign. Okay, we're gonna get there soon enough. And here's where Gigabear, sometimes Panda, sometimes without, some poor guy donated 15K to this, and it's not even a response. Damn, Grummz, that's pretty fucking cold even for you. Nope, sorry. Not one, not two, but three separate Indiegogo campaigns for this game, totaling 130,000 raised combined. First-hand account from someone who worked with Kern. And this has been a fun deep dive into the life of a grifter who continuously looks for ways to take people's money, then play the victim card. Quite shocking how much he's gotten away with. He talks about, don't know if I'll do a video on this, unpacking, second wind. So this just establishes he might do a video on this. Then him talking about, look, Ola, there's a lot of you in my replies that don't like me, but this guy's been raising money for things since 2006 and has delivered literally nothing. If you want to hate me, that's fine, but at least you can do is not get scammed why hating me. And I'll leave this here as a mic drop. He won't address me because he knows if he does, he'll bring attention to this thread. He knows if he blocks me, then to them, it's a mission of guilt. He wants you in the Discord so he can control the narrative. Again, a block Porters, which is a lie, is one editor-in-chief for Second Wind. Have been bringing up my current project, Ember, so I invite you all to our DEI-free Discord server. Sorry, I have to use a moment. Why the fuck are you using DEI-free? It really makes me personally believe Nick is somewhat right. Why throw that into this particular matter here? Let me go back to the tweet where you can meet our mods, community, and talk to them yourselves. I have nothing to sell you. Sign up is free. Hey, must have shared in his Discord because now the thinly veiled threats, slurs, and general buffoons are showing up in mass. Sorry, but Grummz is a coward, and your little minions you send to fight your battles aren't gonna phase me. And Nick has pretty much the screenshot, or at least a screenshot, to sort of prove that Grummz lied about Nick in this particular matter. Let's keep going. Says they turned off packs, yet you can still upgrade and still have monthly active subs. Says the game is being worked on, yet only has assets from 2+ years ago to share. We're in the middle of helping to change gaming right now, and Ember is going to be an important part of that. Just remember that time when you are winning is when every crabby journalist in the world tries to drag you down. They are afraid, and we will win. We will beat DEI and free our games and devs held hostage by cancel pigs. We are 100% crowdfunded because I believe we must be free of DEI money like venture capital and AAA publishing money. Our backers agree. We are looking at opening up our custom made funding platform to other games so that Patreons of the world can't cancel them and gamers can be connected to great DEI free projects and creators, games, mods, and possibly tabletop. I love the game and the greater community we built around it. The backers community has been very supportive, and you can ask them yourself in our Discord. Funny enough, since this journalist attack, I have a wave of new people asking if they can back the project and have to tell them sorry, we aren't doing that right now. Again, journalists screeching and we keep winning and kicking their ass. Gonna be a tremendous year for Ember, and I'm proud of that. We're all in the middle of helping change gaming right now, and Ember's gonna be bringing this up again, the revamping website for the influx of new followers from Twitter. A month ago, it seems like they were taking money for this, and this particular thing, I hope you have something to sell us. Ember, I mean, that's still happening, right? Yes, but we took down all the backers' packs months ago, not putting them up until we have the new demo drops. But they could update it. Can you really say you took them down months ago? It's a month ago saying that they were upgrading the packs. Were they just people who had the packs could upgrade them? I'm just not understanding how this is sort of tracking. Hiding info behind a Discord. Why not make it publicly available? The Discord is public, you utter NPC. The dude is notorious for starting projects, leaving them to die with no explanation where the funding went. Don't give him any funding attention. Tweet thread chronicling his shady dealings. People, not you, troll. How's this a troll? This is all factual information, Grummz. Can come join our Discord and talk to your actual backers. We never raised 1 million. But you sort of did. Yes, Ember 8 never raised 1 million, but a project you were involved in that was in Nick's thread raised 1 million. We never did community raising for 1 million. And that is correct if you go to this thread. Let's go back further to when he raised another $1 million for Oculus Rift project that got a reveal trailer, then died. Mark Kern's been a busy little bee since his departure from Firefall. Kern established a new studio called blah 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 with associates from Red 5 and Blizzard, raising 1 million in seed funding for his next project. So you see a little bit of his dishonest framing. I mean, technically he's correct. He didn't do any crowdfunding. That's a completely unrelated matter brought up in the thread. It's called obfuscation and twisting people's words to make them look like the criticisms against you are false when you did raise the money, just not for Ember. Somehow also the money to launch a totally real and safe platform where you can crowdfund games sounds good, right? Until you remember it's just another way for him to leech money off of for running a service. In case you need to know where the money for Ember is going, not towards Ember, but Firefall. Grummz. Final call. All packs and upgrades expire at midnight. You're part of the elite cabal. These unique and rare perks are your rewards for enthusiasm and our collective dream of reviving Firefall and pushing it to even greater height. Let's revisit Top Backer now that he's good with the project again, but will not say why or what Kern's told him to suddenly change his mind. I asked him, he replied on Twitter, and I got nothing burger answer, and then he went to play a victim card too. Believe it or not, Grummz and I were friends before we had a falling out. Community issues made it difficult to resolve everything as quickly as we would have liked, but we got there and I said a lot of inflammatory stuff in the interim. As to the project happening, well, that I will only say that part of why the situation was so difficult to resolve was my refusal to accept a refund in the first place. This is the quality content I subscribe for. The journos are even trying to rope me, a huge supporter of this project, into the drama and cast me as some sort of a begrudging backer. Don't buy it. I'll agree with Nick here. These do seem like nothing burger answers, followed up with something that could very well be considered playing the victim. And given what happened later, it's fairly obvious that Gigabear isn't getting pulled into the drama, but going into it very willingly. After that side tangent with the Gigabear Panda, Nick shares some of Grummz's Discord screenshots. That's me, though I don't work or have never worked for Kotaku. Damn, I didn't even get credit for my reporting on this. Ember was attacked by ex-Kotaku journalists yesterday. I wanted people to see what was going on, so I invited everyone to our Discord server. This was a malicious attack by writers with an agenda to stop the fight against DEI and defend AAA games, in which we've been very vocal. They're in our server now, mining for info. If you spot one, detect one fishing, let them on know, and we'll eject them on site because they are not good people, not honest people. Don't report objectively. Answer questions from people honestly, but they turned out to be trolls and come here to hate and disingenuous in their approach. Tell a mod and they'll also be banned. I also welcome tough questions from earnest people. They can stay. Today on Twitter, I will be posting about the project for most of the morning / afternoon. Not because I'm shilling. We have no packs to sell, but we are being ruthlessly hammered by a few clickbait journalists who are calling for everything to cancel me, banning me from gaming, and all the ways to suggesting violence. We will win. Thank you. Blah, blah, blah.
That's a nice argument, Senator. Why don't you back it up with a source?
My source is that I made it the fuck up.
Memes aside, let's take a quick look of how that morning or day went for Grummz in Shapiro's biceps. I've been following you for years. I'm trying to figure out what decisions were to sell packs for a product that hasn't officially launched, because I don't want to a VC or a publisher funding. This is crowdsourced. As you know, DI is rampant and I like to avoid strings. Why the buzzword DI thing? Is this standard that projects that are crowdfunded do? What happened if the project doesn't launch and people who paid, say, $15K for specific perks never see that? Do they ever get any return on what they gave? I block all MSM reporters when I see them. It's the same story every single time. Call them out and they scurry away. From Nick with the Grummz block. I block all MSM reporters when I see them. Since when is second win mainstream? Oh, look, this comes up within that sort of dealings out there. Automatically called him a troll. He can't join. I will have to concur with Nick on this particular matter. He answers none of the hard questions, dismissing all the people asking it as NPCs or trolls, and definitely being wary about people who might report to anyone outside their little group. Probably last update for today on this. He hasn't answered a single question about money, time on the game, nothing. Banning people who ask or imply it's a scam. Held a voice call clearly so none of his responses would be screenshotted. No record. All right, that's going to be the end of the thread. I will do a video on this after I do some more digging, some interviews with new private sources. Some have questioned my motives on this. He said he was going to save the industry. Decided to investigate that. Not a good look, Nick. Saying you're going to end the thread, then go on, but let's see what you got.